My experience on genetic illnesses due to first cousin marriage is my daughter. So my daughter's adopted from ED Foundation, and we found out, so we got Sabrina when she was about 16 days old, and at 13 months she had to have a blood test, and we found out she had a genetic illness called thalassemia. And thalassemia is prevalent in the South Asian community, but we actually never heard of it. And thalassemia actually means that you can't make red cells, so you have to have blood transfusions every 3 to 4 weeks. And also you're on quite a lot of drugs, and you can have quite a few operations, so it affects your life. Unfortunately, there's no cure at the moment.
I have thalassemia major, which is a genetic disorder, which means my parents would have both had to have the genes for me to get it, and it means that I require blood transfusions every 3 to 4 weeks, as I can't make my own blood, and I also have to take medication which reduces my iron. So I miss a bit of school, but I also haven't known life to be any different, and this has always been my life, so I don't really have anything to compare it with. I miss quite a bit of school, so it's quite hard to academically keep my grades up, as I miss school every 3 to 4 weeks, and I've had 6 operations when I was younger, so I missed a lot of school then as well. And I get quite tired when I'm coming up towards my blood transfusions, so my work isn't as strong as it could be.
So thalassemia has affected our family. It's part of our life. I can talk about it with confidence now, but I would say when she was first diagnosed at 13 months, it was devastating and heartbreaking for a long time. It's a long time I couldn't actually say the word, but now I can talk about it. But it's part of our life, so we've come to terms with it as a family, because it affects our life, so, in such a big way, and we don't think about what is going to happen later. We just take each day as it comes. So it's become part of our life, but we don't let it dictate our life. So cousin marriages can affect many young children. So there are many illnesses. So there are illnesses regarding heart disease, kidneys, etc. So for me, it's all about choice and being aware of what could happen. And I think that's the most important thing, and speaking to a medical practitioner, your GP, and asking what the risks are, so you actually find out. I'm not here to tell anybody not to marry a first cousin or a cousin. What I'm saying is that you should look at choices, you should look at options, and you should understand what can happen, and you should do your research before you go marry a cousin. If you're cousins and you're married and you're thinking about having a family, I think before you go down that route, I think it's really important to speak to your GP. So you can request certain blood tests. I understand why couples feel reluctant to seek help, and I think we underestimate the word shame. For me, as a South Asian woman, shame is kind of there always for everything you do, and you're sort of looked upon. So I totally understand why you would feel like that to get help or to speak to a professional service. You need to find a space where you feel safe, and there's always somewhere. It could be a professional help, or it could be someone in your family, but it's really important to get help. What I would say to couples who are perhaps being introduced to their cousin to get married is to actually look at what the risks are for once you actually married your cousin, what the risks are when you have children. So there's options to see your GP, maybe get a blood test, find out if you're actually carrying any kind of genes.
There can be a pass down of genetic disorders due to a lack of genetic variation. So I think if you are going to marry your cousin, you should get checked out to make sure you don't have the same genes, which can cause disorders such as thalassemia.
So it's all about raising awareness and understanding what you're getting yourself into and what the implications are if you do have children So I think if that's an option that's given to you, that you could marry your cousin, is speak to your family, explain that to them, give them evidence, get them to talk about it, and just have that conversation.
Ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-bum, bum. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum.